Before I get into this, guys, I want to just try and preempt the huge amount of comments that I'm going to get about The Last of Us 2. I'm not reviewing the game. As I said, I've boycotted The Last of Us 2, as I said in a video weeks and weeks ago, with regards to the way they treat people with the copyright strikes. If you don't like that, well, I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do about it. I'm not reviewing that game. I'm not even wanting to talk about it. For me, I know all about it. I've watched the story. I've watched streamers. It looks like a festering pile of rhino dung. The story, to me, is all just a big troll, just to try and get shock and awe tactics, guys. That's all it is, from the mind of somebody who, in my opinion, clearly needs help. If this is the kind of shit that these writers have going on in their heads, then they need fucking help, in my opinion. That's all I've got to say about it. Absolute fucking crud. And anyone that reviewed it under the embargo is a sellout. Because you can't review a game when you're not even allowed to talk about half of it. And that goes for the people who said it wasn't very good. Because if you can't explain why it's not very good, you have no damn business reviewing it. You just took the money and fucking ran. This is Cartel Tycoon, guys. I've been playing it for a whole day. There's a demo on the internet. It says it's like an hour's worth of play, but there's not. I mean, I haven't been playing it all day, but I've done 7 hours in this game. I had a restart as well just to do things differently. You are this drug baron. It's reminded me very much of Breaking Bad, to be honest. You've got a little bit of money and a bit of shitty land, and you control one little city in this kind of island that you're on. And what you have to do is become the numero uno, the big boss of the whole island, and get rid of all the other cartels and control everything. To do that, you need to deal in some heavy gear, guys. You really do. You start off with basic stuff like cannabis plants, making rollies, and then shipping them off to your little private airfield. And you can't really ship much off there. You can only ship, I think it's 10 packs a day. It's not a very lucrative business whatsoever, but it gets a little bit of money coming in. Now, to grow your basic cannabis, you've got to have your cannabis farms. Then you've got to have a warehouse that stores them. And then the warehouse has to be linked to a lab where you actually make the plants themselves, and then a workshop to package them up and send them away. That's how it kind of works. And that works exactly the same way for cocaine. When you want to grow cocaine, you need some cocoa plants. You grow them, ship them off into a lab. You need to get some chemical works going and get some chemicals going in there. That's all then sent off to a lab. The lab then create the cocaine. You then put it into packages, drug packages, ship it to your airfield and fly it off. But again, because it's an airfield, you can't send many. It's 10 a day, which is nothing in the grand scheme of things. So you've got to look for better ways of getting rid of your shit. And the best way of getting rid of shit is through the ports, because if you can get stuff going out through the ports, you can ship way more shit. Way more shit. There's also border areas where you can ship shit through. Lots of shit's going through borders and ports. The trouble is, you can't sell shit through there. It has to be disguised as, say, coffee, or smuggled in TVs or consoles. They won't accept shit. You know, you can't do drugs through there. It has to be in something else. So you grow other things, like at the moment I'm growing spices and I'm shipping cocaine in spices through the port. It's all good. It's all good stuff. Grade A shit, guys. Grade A shit. I've also got a little crystal meth production plant going with chemical factories. And what I'm doing with the crystal meth, I'm shipping it through the east port, straight through the east port. But guys, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's actually packaged in coffee. It's going out in coffee, guys. Buried in the coffee. Puts the dogs off. They can't smell it for the coffee. Now, the way logistics work in this, you have to send the right bits to make the right shit, then get the shit sent to the right place to get the shit out of the country. You then have to send a car to pick up the money from the shit that you've sold. And that comes from what's called a residence building. You make residence buildings. But the trouble is, it's all dirty money, guys. So you've got to send this dirty money that you've got from the shit to the bank. And you own the bank. So the bank launders it for you, washes it all clean, and gives you the clean money back. Now, the banks can only launder a certain amount a day. So you've got to watch that the banks don't get all kind of bogged down and overflowed. There's a capacity that they can only store 50 grand in each bank. You've also got to look at the residences. Depending on how far you've upgraded your residence buildings, they can only hold a maximum of 36k. Then you've got to look at the airport and the other areas, because they can only hold so many drugs, and if they get a backlog of drugs building up, there's problems. Same with your warehouses. They can only hold so much. So can your labs. So can your farms. And things start getting overflowing. And that's when the shit really does hit the fan. Not the shit as in drug shit, but shit. You get heat, guys. It all generates heat. And when you get heat from the cops, guys, you really do get heat from the cops in this game. There's a bar at the top right of this game, and that starts to rise when you're getting heat, when shit's going down, Holmes. When you have an overflow of money somewhere, or drugs, or something, the police will be keeping an eye on a certain warehouse or a lab or a bank that's just overflowing. And if you don't sort it out in a certain amount of time, they will raid it. And if they raid it, they will shut it down for 14 in-game days. And not only that, put a hefty price tag on it for you to buy it back after the 14 days. Now, there are certain measures you can take. If you know that the cops are coming, if you know the cops are coming, you can firebomb it, burn the whole thing down before they get there, which is definitely the best tactic I've found. So you got to watch out for all of that. Now, there's also increments in heat. It's not only just heat from the cops. You get heat from the DEA. You will get heat from the military. If this gets further and further up, if you don't buy out all the, you know how politicians are corrupt, you've got to buy them out as you're going up to make them turn a blind eye, a bit of 100 grand here, 100 grand there kind of thing. But not only that, guys, there's 4 other cartels on this island. Oh yeah, you've got to recruit your own heavies, and you get heavies as you go through the game. You get lieutenants, and I obviously named all mine out after donators and patrons. I hope they don't mind, but they did a sterling job, guys, because we took the whole island. We defeated every other cartel on the island, and to do that you have to send more firepower into their cities than they've got defending it. You've got to take over the villages, their docks, everything like that. Once you do that, you secure their turf, and you can expand your empire and grow all the other shit that you've got. Now, unfortunately, with the demo, half of the buildings that you get are just, you can't get them. They're not in the demo. So I can't discuss any of that because I don't know anything about it. It's like a taster of the game. That's why it's a demo. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't wait for the game to come out. It has got some bugs. There's a few problems with... if the developers are watching, sometimes if you have like a warehouse and then a lab that's in its area that won't deliver, or an airport that's like in the area of a workshop, the workshop won't deliver because it's in the area. It's like, because you can't manually say take to that airport because it's in its area, that won't deliver. There's a few other bugs that I've come across, but I'm sure the devs are aware of them and they'll get ironed out. So there you go, guys. Cartel Tycoon. I've really enjoyed myself with it, and I can't wait for it to come out. It comes out in late 2020, whenever the hell that is.